Chris Combs, a former standout baseball player at NC State and associate director of the Wolfpack Club, announced he had been diagnosed with ALS earlier this year. Chris and his foundation raised $1 million during a gala fundraiser over the weekend. And Monday, we learned longtime reporter and news anchor Larry Stogner lost his battle with ALS. CBS North Carolina medical expert Dr. Kevin Campbell joins us live here in the studio. And let's talk about ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. What is it exactly?
So in ALS, what happens is the nerves that control your muscles that help you move voluntarily and also breathe start to degenerate. And so you can no longer control your arms and legs, and you can no longer swallow and breathe the way you normally would because the connections are lost between the brain and the muscle.
It sounds so similar to some of the other neuromuscular diseases that we've heard about. Now, how was he diagnosed exactly?
You know, Chris made it very public, his journey. He had noticed that he was having some trouble buttoning the top couple of buttons of his shirt. He also is having some coordination problems when he was out duck hunting, and then he started to seek medical care when he began to feel some muscle twitching at night. He went to multiple experts all over the country. They initially thought he had a different type of disease, as you alluded to, but ultimately he was diagnosed with ALS and is undergoing treatment now.
Well, so what's the prognosis in his case and in most cases?
You know, the average survival from the day of diagnosis is about 2 to 5 years. You know, Larry Stogner lived about 2 years after his diagnosis as well. You know, right now there's no cure. There are treatments, there are experimental protocols, and I think that, you know, wonderful things like Chris and his family have done to set up this foundation are going to be fantastic to fund this very important research.
So what can we all do to help?
You know, Chris Combs has a foundation. We'll have a link to it up on our website. Okay. And I think it's a great way to promote research because it's really going to take evolution in the science behind this disease to come up with new treatments and new therapies. And, you know, Chris is a very, very brave person to share his story with the world. He's meeting this challenge head on, and I really admire him and his family for what they're doing for themselves and for other people with ALS.
It certainly takes a voice for people to understand.
It does.
No question about it. Thanks so much for being with us, Dr. Campbell.
Thank you.